And Team Spirit with a CT side start. Looking to bring some fire to the server today.
And if there's one thing we hate more than fire, it's every time one of you types cringe in chat. It is actually cringeworthy when you do that. Face crack, however, not going to be able to get a damn thing going here. Outside was where they had set their sights in the force side, but apparently Spirit have other plans. Some taps coming in from the Pop Dog area, and that's going to be Chopper. 2 kills in the last bit of the round. 2 kills in the round overall for him, and that's going to be the first one for Spirit. They can close this out. They will close this series out, which certainly they're going to be feeling good about.
Yeah, Chopper already setting an example for forZe is something they're going to need to be very on top of in this game. When you go for those fast outer hits on Train, you're going to get pushed B, you're going to get pushed inner, and that player can often flank Pop Dog. Chopper does in that round. So Spirit getting in from the back line, and forZe can't allow that to happen moving forward. Now, that was only a pistol. Don't always go your way. A fast round in the outer yard. forZe now look for an eco instead. Even grenades through the windows. Do you have no mercy, Spirit? Hitting face crack as forZe, without $1 of investment, look to run the gauntlet into B. IDIS balance, it's all about how many kills he can get here and whether he can stop that bomb from going down at all. There's no flashbangs, and if they come from upper, Chopper is going to be a lot more versatile here. Dink immediately. IDIS balance on the chopping block, and all 4 players coming from behind as well. Jerry with the kill. Chopper can only cover 1, and the bomb plant should be happening, but it's actually dropped very wide, and Almeza can't pick it up, so it's all about kills, and he's got full. Right. He's absolutely full of them. He's got 2. Left in a clutch. Surely this one's done, you would think.
You would think, and it would have taken a miracle there for that to work on Chopper. I mean, just the range. But overall, not bad. They don't get themselves a bomb plant, which ultimately doesn't net them that sweet cash. Good thing they already have enough. They're going to see a buy in this round. Mac-10 coming out alongside some AKs. Almas are just trying to hold the line here. Maybe even think about getting a bomb down at some point, but wasn't on the cards, wasn't in the plans, not on the agenda. Was it Harry Russell?
No, not in that round there, but now maybe for forZe. This AWP in the hands of Z-Power, rifles for everybody else, and a fast setup over here toward the B side of the map, and this would be the perfect time to go for a B play. There is only Chopper here over at the B bomb site.
Got a Chopper in the car.
Ugh. That's going to prompt the yeah, actually, that's a good point. But that's going to prompt the rotation over from IDIS balance.
It's a tiny Chopper, a huge car. I don't know which.
Oh.
What, no Rick Ross fans? You're right. Anyway, IDIS balance has already rotated in. He's got his AWP there looking from upper, and the bomb. Well, the bomb's made it out into the site. This Molotov's going to prove to be a problem when it comes down to planning, though. And I say that, looks like he should get it down, no problem.
Ooh.
Big nade for face crack.
Yeah, he's going to re-smoke it, though. That's going to buy another 15 seconds. He actually runs away, and as it fades, they shoot him through it. So Jerry has to respond, and he does do that at least, but he's now left with only 1 teammate. Flit picked up. Mir goes down, and the AWP on the flank is gone as well with a Pop Dog push from the likes of Spirit. They're always in your back line, and they've got 3 AWPs as well off the back of it. 2 picked up as they find a 3rd. Nice retaking from Spirit so far. Obviously, this is a map for forZe that they have, you know, frequented recently. They've got some pretty good wins under their belt over the likes of, you know, OG, VP, North. These are all, you know, teams that play Train.
We all remember that RV game that they lost in overtime.
I didn't bring that one up. Yeah, I was saving that. I don't really want to be reminded of that game.
Well, it's there, and it's never going away.
Yeah, for anyone who did miss that, right? It was a game where forZe, they had the lead, right? It was all looking good in an RV series that Na'Vi should have been taking, and yet along came forZe looking to upset back in the Pro League, and then for like an entire half, just 12 rounds straight, they rushed the A-bomb site and ended up having it slip into overtime.
Yeah.
Which they ended up losing.
It was ridiculous. They did the same thing every round, and then they went into OT after losing it for like 10 rounds in a row, and then they did the same thing in OT, and they obviously lost it there as well. So they fell in that series, but they got it to OT, and that's impressive enough. It shows that they certainly can play this map, and this round is an example of that, but caught out is the bomb, and the AWP with it. Big frag from Almeza to regain control of this area. But iDisbalance, he has set a ludicrous pace with this AWP, and he's going to beat them to the bomb, beat them to the punch with this AWP. Looking for a quick kill. He might just get it delivered to him. Oh, missed shot. And both players are there as well. He doesn't know that. So going back in for a second could be fatal. Molly pushes him back, smoking on the bomb, but they've already picked it up at this point, and they're falling back. They know his rotation points as well. He should be in an almost unwinnable clutch with this AWP. But he is creeping into the site. Knows there's at least one here. The Eagle is out. Low HP on Almeza. Quick kill. AWP's out. Now knows he has to be playing for the bomb. And he spotted him as well, but caught with a grenade in hand. Good timing on that reface from Jerry. And AWP picked up and a round secured from forZe. That was an eco as well.
Yeah, you know that feeling after you're just a little exposed more than you like. And with a grenade in hand, it makes it feel even worse. If there was a world he wins that round, it's not the one that we live in.
Good spot for forZe to be in now as well, right? After stealing that investment away from Team Spirit, it's broken the money and left them with just pistols. They're going to try and 5-man upper push these tunnels at B. And Jerry's going to hear all these footsteps coming his way. He might wish he got the hell out of there because there were a lot of players ready to come around that corner. Now, on the back of seeing this, at least for forZe, right, they know that everyone has pushed this B bomb site. As a result, they can just barrel into A and get the bomb down. And so that's going to leave this like in a round that Team Spirit should never be picking up. But it's more about now at this point, can they hold on to the AK? Can they find any more damage in this round with these USPs? Because, you know, if you go into it having invested next to nothing, and you come out of it with 2 rifles and the round goes in favor of the opposition, you're still going to be happy with that on the Team Spirit side. But not looking good in terms of being able to farm up any more kills or weapons here. forZe are going to be very, very careful to not give anything else over. So looking like a round where 8 players survive in the server. And a second round on the board for forZe.
So the money is there somewhat. The danger of that eco was that Spirit had 2 players on 1700, so they aren't going to be, you know, like rolling in dough in this round. But that's why that saved AK does make a hell of a difference, and it's given right to Mia. He was the top performer back on Dust, so it makes sense here.
Been known to hit a shot or 2.
Maybe even 3. And 3, well, that's what forZe are looking for. They've got the conversion. AWP is here for Z-Power. Jerry setting up that fast smoke that they threw on the pistol round. They're going to drop pop with it. Got to care for this inner push once again as they try and go fast into the yard. But the Molotov is there, and so is Mir. Oh, he's in such a good position. They line up, and he knocks him down. 3 for Mir, looking for a 4-piece, but Flick's going to steal it away. Luckily enough, he doesn't get much further. And Spirit, they absolutely slaughter forZe. They find the perfect timing down Olaf.
Yeah, Mir in outer space, in orbit. And with that push down there towards Olaf, he's able to net himself a sweet prize. You see just the patience. He knows that this player is completely unaware that, oh, well, there's 2 more over here towards the ladder. I guess I'll just continue to hold mouse 1.
Yeah, good to see him given the AK over the M4 as well, right? Like, you know, could have been a different spray, could have been a different situation there. But, you know, he gets all 3, and there's no problem with the round.
Yeah, Spirit haven't picked up that first round. iDisbalance is going to pick up this first frag of the round.
That's a bit of a mistake for FaceCrack, facing with a bit of utility in his hand, right? You know that Spirit are going to be playing off of spawn. You know they got the AWP, so kill goes their way that really didn't need to. And now forZe have got to slow things right down. This can be difficult about Train as well, right? If you don't get those opening kills, if you don't play off of spawn on the T side and get, you know, a lot of map control early, you can be locked into a round where Spirit just don't give you anything. Now, they are jiggling, they are getting info, and that was a spot from the player in the sandwich. So Amir gets the info, but they're not giving a kill, and that's what forZe want more than anything. Steadfast inside of A main, waiting for a fight that won't come. And so these 2 players from T-Con back on up. Make sure there's no one watching from the B side of things, no one pushing. It's a double inner setup for Spirit. They gamble here as forZe set up utility towards the outer site.
Oh, and it's another one of these annoying little CT AWPs to remove another man from the offense of forZe, and it's gone from bad to worse. Ooh. The moment they try and leave main, they are met with some heavy resistance on the other side. Mir even goes up and over, And while Flit does get the trade, that is the only kill to have come through for forZe in this round. It is a 4-for-1 trade, and that is one that Team Spirit are going to take every day of the week. Flit, what can he do in a 1v4? He needs the ace clutch with 15 seconds left. Physically not possible, and he knows it. He's just going to hold on to the AK, keep this into the next round. A 5th round on the board for Team Spirit, and already we're seeing a real tendency from forZe to fall back into this A-side plays that isn't yielding results. Now, in this Na'Vi game that we were talking about, you know, the one that really does spring to mind where we saw the kind of same symptom list for a struggling forZe, they weren't able to remedy it. They never did. And will that happen here and now? Will it be this obsession with the A-bomb site again?
It's not even like the A-bomb site is a problem. It's the way that they're going about it, right? It's like you can't just go for... It's one-dimensional just putting 4 players in T-Con and relying on your AWP, because Spirit aren't going to give you the fights. What I wanted to mention there is how Spirit do choose their fights. forZe, right? They're in a 4-on-5. They don't see anyone. Spirit aren't giving picks. And then forZe go back to spawn to set up smokes. Magic's playing back green. He sees these smokes come over and he knows, okay, forZe can't have thrown them from T-Con. They're going to be late. And so he posts up on the Olaf angle and he catches forZe coming late from T-spawn back into main with another kill. Things just spiral out of control from that point. 5-on-3, Spirit with no chance to lose that round, and forZe have to save their guns.
Yeah, maybe if we're lucky, we can get Bastion to kind of catch what some of these smokes are and some of this execute is as us outside, at least on the next gun round. For the time being, it doesn't look like we're going to have to worry about that. Just some standard nades out here towards outside. Flit's going to be out in front with an AK. The hero AK, as we call it. Meanwhile, face crack, well, not so much that he's cracking up, but more so a little bit in pain there. 56 HP, pretty much from the start of the round.
Yeah, on the fly sandwich smoke is not standard. Flick gets spotted as well. He is in a precarious spot with the only gun in this round. Almeza sprayed through a smoke. Doesn't even get to play into this one. Magic's, unscopes, but he sees a player as he does fall off, and the bomb has been dropped. Flit, we're waiting for him to get a little bit more. He's found some Young inside of the site, but Mir is still up close, and they know it. He's picking his fights well. Face crack is gone. Mir's walking up. Even if Flit gets his kill, he's dead in a second. And, well, I thought it would be Mir. Instead, it's this balance on the site with the AWP, and 2 of those, once again, held on for Spirit.
Man, Mir's been a treat to watch on this Team Spirit squad, right? I always remember when he was brought back into that old Gambit lineup, and I do feel like, you know, he never really got to show what he was made of at all, right? It felt like with that team, as was kind of the case with a lot of teams, when they kind of started to like die out in quotation marks, it felt like you know, the solution they were always hoping would be found in like this magic 5th man that would come in and just play all the positions that no one else wants to play, while also like piecing the whole team together. And obviously that just doesn't work, right? Like Nip fell guilty of that. The old Gambit squad did. So many teams have kind of fallen into that position where you don't want to give up the good thing you had, but you also want some new energy in the squad. And I feel like here, we're seeing so much from Mir. Now, Magic's, he's seen the barrel. He knows this boost is here. This is the least hidden boost I think I've ever seen. Oh
no.
Man. It's weird.
And they're going to stick it, too, even though he's taking the shot. They hold just for the repeat. And this time, it goes the way of Flit.
Yeah, and right there is like the inexperience, right, of being a young player, being hungry. Magic's wants a second kill. He wants to go in for the repeat, and that's when you get punished, right, at this level. You're not going to get away with that. And, you know, even though he uses good utility, nade, flash, doesn't matter. Flit's ready for the fight. And that's given forZe a way back into this round. This was an advantage that if Magic's just tucked in and fell back towards spawn, forZe probably wouldn't have even pushed Ivy with what they had. So using that position entirely for a kill, and it's forced a rotation. It's forced Idis Balance to devote his round into CT, leaving a solo inner player, and that's where forZe are ending up. Mir's in the pop dog. He could flank. Oh, no. Oh, no. Mir, he has done this genius. He's in the back line. They haven't even gotten out into B, and they're not going to. The bomb's dropped in the halls. Mir has got 3 kills. Doesn't know where this 4th guy is, but he's about to clear out everything and should realize that Jerry is on this back line. Spotted with a jump. Jerry, it's a missed shot. He recovers, but 13 seconds to get a bomb plant. There's just no way.
It's not ideal. You have to look at Mir in this point. You have to say, okay, well, you pretty much single-handedly won that round after the skirmish that was long. You find yourself 17-6, 9 rounds into the game. Mir is on fire.
We hot.
We are hot, says the gentleman formerly known as Ryan Abadir, now more commonly known as Freakazoid.
Let's have a look at this repeat then. Flit he dodges the flash, he goes back in, he's scoped, and even with the right eye peek, Flit is further from the angle, and so he sees Magix before Magix sees him. Still not around for forZe despite that kill, and the double AWP continues. Magic's back on it, and we're hopefully going to be able to see a little bit more from this young man up on Ivy. Smoking it off and not wanting to give this kill away. forZe try and exploit that, but they're going to have to bail as they see this smoke land. Actually, Z-Power stays around for a little bit longer. Come on, don't do it again. Now that is predictable.
Oh, dear.
You know, living on edge, forZe like that. And now they found a kill here at last round. About the same scenario.
Oh, the repeat again. Playing with fire.
Yeah, you hear that AWP ring out, though, and you know that Magix is now like, yeah, no.
Done with that.
I'm not going back. I'm fine, you know, 5-on-4, you've got pistols on everyone, and then one AWP. I'm not that scared. I can just hold this from here. Now, Z-Power is going to give this a go, and they do go toe-to-toe. Z-Power, quick pivot to deal with some Die Young. And now they leave Ivy, 50 seconds. forZe, this is one of the slowest rounds we've seen them play yet. And so maybe there's a chance for them here and now. They're starting to group back up over here towards this main position with Almazer in the pop dog, rather. Not able to get anything done. Z-Power certainly is delivering right now. He's on to 3, and he might need a couple more if forZe want to find something in this 10th round. He's been on a bit of a tear, but he gets cut short. Chopper with a double kill from the Ivy side. And an 8th round on the board for Team Spirit, continuing to find the good times here on this CT half.
Cool shot from Power, all things considered, but that's just not what wins the round.
Yeah, and you know what forZe are doing there? They're putting all the pressure on Ivy. They're trying to find a timing for this kill here, for FaceCrack to get out Olaf. And you know, Spirit's adjustment has come through with them losing a player and them getting traded on Ivy. They've got to move players around. And you know, that's where you're hoping, if you're forZe, that Mia lets off his sights for a second and gives you an opportunity. But this dude has just not been stopping all series long. And Train, no problem for him either. That's ridiculous. Flying through the air. The Chopper is the one to die to the helicopter. It's FaceCrack spinning, rotating blades into the site. And he's going to cut him down. I disbalanced trades, but forZe are still committing here, or at least Jerry is. He's actually going to bail out of this one. Back up the ramp. Doesn't feel like this one's favorable for him, and maybe he's right. forZe have rotated, also Spirit have rotated heavily into B, and with a 4-on-4, that outer sight is a little bit more attainable now for forZe.
Yeah, but guess who's there? Right inside of the site is going to be Magix. And Mir was there to help, but now that he's aggressed in from Ivy over towards Old Hell, he does find himself waiting it out. 3-on-4, Magix stuck in the site. Op's gonna peek him and his exit power. Quick on the draw. Smoke lands. Really does block the vision of Magix anyway, so that couldn't have gone any more wrong for him, I suppose. Some Die Young and I Disbalance left alone. And Mr. SDY tries to get the spam through the train. This might be not a safe call. I mean, they've got the money. They could go for it. Maybe they're just more worried about getting shot in the back here. But yeah, it does look like that safe call, so... Either way, we see a third on the board for forZe. 4 4s. That's 16. Yes.
Yes, indeed, Trey. So that's how many rounds you're looking for in this second map, and probably in every map, unless you're playing over at ESCA. Of course, they're trialing MR12 right now, and so there, you'd only be looking for 13 rounds. Which is pretty cool.
See, I think... not long ago, or even still currently, there have been people who have been very apprehensive towards the idea of changing things such as the max round, the round timer. But it's one of the things that keeps the game evolving as we keep trying to shift metas and move things around. So I can appreciate it. I really can.
Well, we appreciate you, Trace.
Thank you so much, Hugo B. Byron of Brighton.
Thank you. Not my middle name, not my location, but if anything, I prefer the anonymity. Well, back into the action anyway. forZe, bit of a fast outer take in a lot of these rounds, but this time they're just setting up the boost, and that's the AWP above the head of his teammate. The rest of them inner. forZe hoping for a pick so they can fast rotate into this B bomb site, but instead it's Spirit taking all the map control away. They've pushed into T-Con, they've sent this AWP out, and now Spirit can make the prediction, the read that this is going to end up B, and they've been very good with putting 2 players here as well. They've not had to deal with many proper executes from forZe on this inner site, but they've been, you know, there if needed, and this time they will be needed. Smoke's going down and forZe looking to commit.
Yeah, finally looking like one of these B-side plays. iDisbalance and Chopper to try and hold the line. The flash is very good, and iDisbalance is trying to help out here. Does shut down 2 to keep this in the advantage of Team Spirit. Now, bear in mind, Z-Power is still up on these upper railings, looking to put this AWP to good use, and he will not get out of there. Oh dear, he gets caught on the door. It happens to the best of us. A bit of a clipping issue for Z-Power, leads to him finding one from the clip of iDisbalance, and now Flit face crack 2 on 3 inside of this bomb site. iDisbalance has shrunk himself down, and he's looking to continue this tear. He's on for the ace. Flit, the only man left, and he's caught a bit of a timing. Drops the volley onto the bomb, keeps on fighting, but iDisbalance with all 5 won't be able to grab the defuse. Flit gets it done. It's an ace for iDisbalance in a round that Team Spirit don't pick up. It is not every day that you see that.
Flit finds the amazing timing as well, right? With iDisbalance coming from the upper rail, he clears the site, or so he thinks, by killing the player back gray. He assumes that the last man is inside of the halls playing the bomb, as you often would, but Flit pushes up on that left lane. He gets an angle, he gets a gap that the Spirit aren't watching, and he mollies the bomb. That Molotov, in and of itself, wins the round, because iDisbalance can't stick the defuse.
And you go a little bit further than that. These Molotovs have been something else in this matchup, especially when you consider the Molotov that was used from Spirit. They drop it towards a site in what was the beginning stages of that retake, and that really did leave forZe in some really strange post-plant scenario where they kind of stuck inside of the site, can't really get out. You think, okay, iDisbalance has a drop on the guys from upper, but ultimately, you know, that Molotov saves the day. So again, Molly's out for Train.
Yeah, I mean, forZe are popping them left, right, and center, and they're at least on the on a 4-round T side. It's not perfect, but they've got a chance here with Spirit having no money. iDisbalance buys the AWP around Eco. Now, this is a real risk, a real danger, and if he doesn't play a position where he can save, then this is going to be a lost gun, and therefore no AWP in that follow-up round. So, I mean, SDY has money, so he could drop it, I guess. And that's got to be the logic behind it. It's a bait and switch, the pistol drawing them in, the AWP taking them out, and Z-Power wants to fight right back. Maybe he should reconsider.
He's trying to juggle the gun away as well. He hears the pistol players creeping up, and now he's armed with an AK to shut this one down with, and he's trying. He's trying, and he's doing a pretty good job. These pistols not accomplishing much. And this bomb is trapped back here, and iDisbalance does deal with Flit. Now, Z-Power has to run the gauntlet, and his AWP, let's not forget, he dropped it when he was trying to juggle the AK away. So now a second AWP has been retrieved by Mir. They're hoarding AWPs on the side of Team Spirit. And honestly, like, you'd be pretty happy getting out of this round with a double AWP setup.
Yeah.
That said, right, Team Spirit probably still investing in the next. They might get a bit curious, but I don't see them looking into this. A double AWP retake and a 2-on-3, not ideal. I think you have a lot more to gain just holding on to them. Maybe now, maybe. But
still no time.
Still too much time ticked off the clock. And, you know, these are 2 players that you could see holding on to them. Mir is one of the players who sometimes picks up the AWP on this team. We've seen Magic's doing it as well here on Train, but it does seem like it's kind of down to those 2 candidates alongside iDisbalance. One of those AWPs gets taken care of, though. iDisbalance, will he get away with his? Because if he doesn't, it's not going to be a great look for Team Spirit. He will manage to hold on. forZe put a 5th on the board, and that round gets pretty close, pretty down to the wire when you think about the investment Team Spirit bought in.
And for that AWP, having an iDisbalance's hands probably feels pretty good for Spirit after you've lost a couple rounds here. Mir also with a weapon. So these 2 guys have been putting up the most frags on the board for Spirit. And you're definitely going to want to have your weapons in their hands.
Yeah, no one even on double digits for forZe, so that's going to change this round, you'd imagine. Up to 5 on the T side. Piecing things together. Back to Ivy as well. It's been a bit of a mainstay to at least get a pick and fall off. Z-Power won't even consider it, though, this time. He plays very slow and flashes it instead, expecting maybe some aggression from Spirit, and I don't blame them with how some of these rounds have gone down. Mir will be bringing the aggression towards main. as he finds Almeza. FaceCrack tagged on his B entry as well. Dink through the wall. And iDisbalance is here alone. I'd love to see, you know, Chopper just rotate outside, as iDisbalance has such a good angle, and he's going to do exactly that. So, poised and ready for this play from forZe, and Flit's already out and about.
Yeah, Flit could throw some chaos into this round, and in a way, he might kind of have to. He's one of the only players left over here towards this A hold, and him and Jerry both get shut down immediately upon even showing their heads at the A bomb site. They get them removed, and this leaves Z-Power in a 1v4 clutch where he would have to ace to get the round for forZe. Now, I probably haven't painted the prettiest picture with my words there. Z-Power looking like he maybe just wants to hold on to this AWP. He's even getting pressured in the back line by Mr. Mir. Z-Power, here's the footsteps, and there's one on the board now. There is a second man still in that position in the form of Chopper. Man, this is scary. Like, it's like a horror game for Z-Power. There's little jump scares around every corner. Molotov coming in.
Chopper's coming. Oh, no.
Ooh.
Let's have a look at Chopper here.
I think he's on A.
Is
Push
he?
one.
Oh.
Hit us with a one, Bastian. Thank you very much.
It looked like he was walking up the stairs. That map eludes me once again.
That's fair, though. You know, you let Z-Power hold on to the AWP. It makes some sense. You don't just want to throw everything at hunting down that last guy, right? Like, fair enough. Let him have the AWP. He's earned it. He got the kills necessary to hold on. But it is still around for team spirit, and that's the thing that they care about. Last round of the first half coming up, and forZe, a chance at 6 rounds here. Quite the recovery when you think about how this is looking at one point in time. Team Spirit did have a very, very wide lead, and forZe have kind of chipped away at it and started to break it down.
Oh, Mir, he's again in the sandwich. He's been taking bites out of forZe round after round, but this time it's the Dink, and FaceCrack finds him with a Mac 10 up close. The range not there for Mir. And iDisbalance, he is above all right now. Can he find the kills to prove it? Missed shot. They can get out Pop Dog now. Smoking the connector cuts off the B rotate. And that is a long way away anyway. Z-Power dead. And it's going to be iDisbalance finding one before he's traded. Z-Power's actually down to 9, sorry, on the AWP. He's found 2 in this round. It's left Chopper in a clutch to finish off the half.
Yeah, Chopper having this grenade and a Molotov. And forZe are just kind of floating around the site currently. They haven't dedicated themselves to a bomb plant. That should be coming in now. Chopper has that information. Here's the bomb get planted. Will he be able to find a few shots on these lower players? No. Flit with AWP is the man with the plan, ringing it out from the stands. We're going to be going to a quick break, and that does it for the first half of play here on Train. We come back and we take a look at what else forZe and Spirit have to offer us here at the ESL 1 Road to Rio.
Passports, baby. Leave the rest in our troubled minds. Let us go down and left her, baby. Trying to figure out what we're after. We're never heading back until we're older. We couldn't care no more, not any longer. Under peach yellow skies, we keep on searching, but we will never know what we're after. what we're after. We're never heading back until we're older. We couldn't care no more, not any longer. Under peach yellow skies, we keep on searching, but we will never know what we're after. You're mine, I wanna run away. We're never heading back until we're older. We couldn't care no more, not any longer. Under peach yellow skies, we keep on searching, but we will never know what we're after.
And now we have the moment of truth on our hands, known as the second pistol, 9-6 currently for Spirit. We want to invite you to get involved in the show by checking out our hashtag and using it, moreover, to poise some questions for us. We're either going to be talking to Sumdai Young or Jerry at the conclusion of the series, and we would love to get some of your questions in there to them. Also, you get your name shown on stream, you'll get full credit for it, blah, blah, blah. But make it a good one. We're going to be sifting through those that use the hashtag ESL1 to ask those questions a little bit later on. So let's jump into a pistol. And I think that there's one man that's ready for the cause. That's Hugo B.
Thank you, Trace. S.
Thanks.
It's a slow start. I feel like all T-side pistol rounds are at this point. Waiting to see if the CTs make mistakes, give aggression, give picks, and they do not. Although they do group up heavy towards the sandwich and the Olaf. Miz spotted that. He was quite the nuisance in the CT side in that exact position, so no surprise why he's looking back towards it in this half. Sumdai Young has found the pop dog for free with no one there, but Z-Power's watching from the bomb site. And Spirit are getting ready to set up a flash smoke on the back of Chopper to get them out.
Yeah, here comes those nades.
Yeah, Z-Power actually tries to block that one there. That's what that little jump maneuver was, but he wasn't able to deny that Ivy smoke coming down. And so as a result, forZe have had to go pushing through it. But this does leave them with 4 players. Now 3 players inside of the bomb site. A 4th man rotating around. But Magic's on the P250, making very, very quick work of these defending players. And in amongst all this madness, Team Spirit have left the A bomb site. They've gone back to B. Now a nice shot from Almeza and one. Another one. Oh, not quite the third, but he tries. And that's what matters. Now, will anything else come of this round? Because there's a very, very long rotation coming in from Mir. And that means that Sumdai Young has got to buy time at this bomb site. He gets wrapped by Jerry. And while he does get a shot off, it's not the killing blow. Sumdai Young falling, and now Mir left in this clutch. A man up on top of the trains, and Jerry is spinning around. Now he does get dropped, but he just makes it annoying.
Real cat and mouse game. And Jerry, well, we don't necessarily know him to be the cat. Either way, that's going to be the bomb defuse there for forZe. Going to pick up this pistol, and they're going to give us a competitive scoreline of 9-7, looking to make it 9-9 and then onward. But yeah, you look at this round, you have to say someone like Almazer kept them in it. And with the 2 kills of his own, those 2 response kills, there's also a testament in that round to buying a P250 on pistols. And, you know, you should thank your teammates and your friends that drop you P250s on pistol rounds. Some do it out of habit. Some do it just to do it. We don't really understand those people, but they're caring. They're loving people. They're kind of like shamans of the pistol round.
Yeah. Couldn't do it without them. Right now, Spirit couldn't do it without a force, and so they've gone right for it in the second. This is a hell of a buy after a bomb plant, but obviously has its holes, no utility. Idis balance is already almost out of the round, but these 2 AKs, these 2 Khalils, they can really make a mincemeat of these SMGs. Magis is holding for an Ivy peak. Face crack can go up pop. There are players inside the B halls. With a double pop setup, I imagine if forZe see an inner play, they're going to fast flank this. And I think that's where this will end as well. Spirit are grouping on a default early, but they might go towards this B-bomb site later on. With only one smoke, it wouldn't be surprising to see that either go down the ramp or into the connector. And just commit as a unit with the rifles, try and trade your way to a win. You can actually win this round off of fights as long as you get those entries, because forZe don't have the weapons for retaking. Of course, I say that at the same time, you know, if you've got an SMG and you're coming up a ladder, you're flanking hordes, you actually have the perfect weapon for retaking. But, you know, taking long-range fights obviously isn't going to be in the handybook of, or the handbook of forZe, rather. Spirit setting up towards B. Smoke is ready. almeza and Jerry on the receiving end.
Oh, and there's Jerry immediately dropped. Attempted trade from almeza. And while he does offer up one, he is dealt with. Kills go back in favor of forZe now, and that's courtesy of FaceCrack and Flit. Magic's the only man with any HP in this round for Team Spirit. Delivers that first kill, and now has to deliver two more. He does deal with FaceCrack. Z-Power is an unknown entity. No one had spotted this SMG yet.
Oh,
Magic's...
Nope, there it is.
Oh,
That's a done deal.
Oh,
yeah.
Adios, amigos.
R.I.P.
Bye-bye. Doesn't even matter. Gets the kill. Great round from Magic's, but it's not good enough. And I love that stick on the bomb. Always got to make sure you have your kits. Don't be a loser, buy a diffuser, and that is why the default plant on train can be a giver. It can also be a taker of rounds for your T sides. Of course, Molotovs on that position are very easy to throw from anywhere inside of B or outside of B. But, well, you push past the train and you'll feel some pain. That's what Team Spirit get. They're going to force buy back in as well around this AK. But forZe, they've even got an AWP in play.
But the swag, 7 is out, and it's FaceCrack wheeling it in the bottom of the ladder room. And he's just going to be holding fast. Hurry up and wait, they say. 3 players towards Ivy for Spirit. Look at this by FaceCrack. Very, very slimy stuff here. He's in the very top of the ladder, not just where they can see him.
Yeah, if he presses spacebar as well, he jumps off and falls down safely. So it's like, you know, it's very easy to get off of this ladder without taking damage if he doesn't want to commit. But Magic does commit and finds a kill into Z-Power up Ivy. FaceCrack has made this flank happen, but the timing does not pay off. SDY just checks the lane side from Toilet as he leaves. And Spirit are 5-on-3. They know they've killed 2 outer players with that pop dog man down, so Flit's going to have to turn the tide of battle, pushed up, dropping the bomb. But does he know that Mia is out and about on a bit of a loose one inside of this site? He's found the barrel. Oh, it can be hard. Doesn't want to walk into his view, so he waits for Flit to walk to him. And a 4-on-2 right now. forZe surely no way back into this round. Magic's has doubled down, and almeza is in the pop dog, not for long.
And so when we look at a game like Counter-Strike and we talk about things like the economy in this game, I think this series here could serve to show why it's broken. I don't know how you feel about this, Hugo.
Okay.
But I feel like in a situation like this, forZe were always doomed to fail because of the economy, right? In that pistol round, and it goes very, like, you know, neck and neck, bomb plant found for the side of Team Spirit. They make enough money to reinvest in AKs in the second. And that buy was great. Admittedly, didn't have any utility, but as a result of forZe trying to get some, a lot of them were on SMGs, right? That round gets close, and then you get even more loss bonus if you're forZe, coupled with the bomb plant, which kind of feels inevitable, right? Like, you know, you've got 5 or 4 AKs into the second round. Then they get the bomb planted, make even more money, reinvest here, have a buy that is still even better than that of forZe, the team that has won 2 back-to-back now. And that feels broken in my eyes. I don't know.
Wait, you're saying it's broken because forZe's buy was better in the last round? I disagree with that statement anyway.
No.
Okay, well...
Team Spirit's buy got better and better. That's what I'm saying. And it's like, you know, forZe are the ones picking the rounds up. They're winning.
Well, I mean, you know, that's just a nice shot, firstly, but that's just how it is. You know, that's just that's why you need to keep players alive as a CT. You can't take rounds with one alive, you know, and not expect to get forced on. That's just what's going to happen. I agree. You know, I prefer the old economy. I will say that, but you know, that's just how it works. In Spirit, they're abusing it to the best of their capabilities, and you know, that's nice to see at least. But yeah, I mean, it can be so hard as a CT side to maintain an economy because you can't pick how you're going to win the rounds, and you're not going to start losing rounds for loss bonus, you know, instead of winning one-on-ones.
Yeah,
like, that doesn't make sense.
No, yeah.
So you still need the round at the end of the day. Yeah, I feel like maybe there isn't apt enough reward for winning the rounds, but or maybe it's you get too much for losing the rounds. Maybe that's the problem. I mean, either way, Spirit, they do the best with what they got, and right now they're in full control of this series. They are looking for a 2-0, and I don't know if forZe have it in them to stop them. That's a nice flank, but FaceCrack whiffs his shot. The 5-7, not really good past one bullet, especially not at that range. Now Meza, he's been stuck in her all game. Again on this pop flank that will come to no avail for forZe as Spirit look to put 11 on this T side. I can't think of the last time, Harry, I mean, we have this conversation a lot, but I can't think of the last time I saw a stomp. Doesn't really happen, you know. If you have a team, as long as they're within somewhat similar levels, they're just going to have enough rifle rounds to buy and stop that. And of course, you can reset CT so easily. I don't know. You can argue for and against it, really.
Yeah,
what's your solution? What's your solution? Do you have one, or are you going to say go back to the old economy, which I don't think was perfect anyway?
So it's like, firstly, the reason why I dislike it is I feel like the way that forZe maybe were able to win that more convincingly is if they like ditch half of the utility heading into that first buy round and start prioritizing rifles. But that's like a brand of CS that I don't think you can rely on.
Not at this
and
level.
Also a brand of CS that I don't hope becomes like the norm, right? Like I love that Counter-Strike Global Offensive is so invested in like a heavy utility meta. As to how you fix it, I really don't know. Like that is one of the problems, right? Like with the changes that have been made, I know that like it's had like mixed results because it certainly made games feel more exciting with like the more buy rounds and things like that. But I don't know if every round is just as much investment or just as exciting as the last.
When every round is a buy round,
more exciting.
Yeah, when every round is a buy rounds are no longer exciting, right? Or rare to some capacity. So I do definitely agree with you there. That's why it's nice to have an eco in the mix every now and then. And forZe, well, they're eco there, and it's a quick affair. Spirit get rid of them with only the one saved SMG, and now we come back in with guns. But yeah, I mean, as is the often the way for the CT side. It's their first rifle round of the half, considering how things have gone, you know, in terms of going 2-0 to open, then going 3 down for Spirit. First full buy for forZe, and they don't even have Molotovs, nor kits. What is this? This is not where you want to be. And you're 4 rounds away from getting 2-0'd.
Yeah, a little bit of a saving grace here would be if X-Power could really start banging them out on the Spirit side.
Yeah.
But we're going to have to keep our eyes peeled for that. Sumdai Young with a very aggressive stance and stature towards this inside of the site. He's going to be met with a little bit of resistance here from upper. Almost drops a grenade and very minimal damage done over there to the Spirit side. It's not going to slow him down too much, though. It's not going to stop them completely. Jerry on a rotation here to support his friend in Almazer in the inside site. And now they're going to be setting up for some grenades on the side of Spirit to dish out here. What can they do, and how will they do it? They need to get this bomb down, and all things considered, forZe need this round more so. Almazer with the first kill on Sumdai Young. Can't seem to clean it up and get a second one on Amir. And just Jerry. He's got nowhere to fight, no idea where to fight even. Magic's with a bomb plant. Now we just see the 2 alive and Flit and FaceCrack as Idis Balance has done his due diligence in this round.
Yeah, they'll get 1 kill, and maybe that tempts them back in to the Lion's Den. But yeah, there's a reason they call it that. It's a den full of lions, and it's certainly not where you'd want to find yourself, right? Not if you're one of these 2 forZe players. They go ahead and get out of there. Team Spirit taking a 13th on the board, continuing this run as they put a 4th up in a row. And no money over in these forZe bank accounts. Going to represent a real problem now. Over on the C stream, we can see the Gambit youngsters take it on Team Unique, and they've just reached map point over there in favor of the Gambit youngster squad. Series point, in fact, as they're about to get that one done in a 2-0 fashion if everything goes according to plan.
I've got to say, you know, while forZe, yeah, they've had their problems, they've had their troubles, and of course, even changing the map pool has not solved them, but Spirit have been so impressive.
Spirit have been sick.
I think they're going to be such an exciting team to carry watching in this, you know, in this group, in this entire region. And look at the scoreboard, man. Sumdai Young, who's constantly been a talent for this side, he's not even needed right now. Mir's nearing a 30 bomb, and we have no one even close.
Yeah, Mir on a 30 bomb. And, you know, the troublesome part about this for forZe is if you look at it and you say, okay, Jerry left Tom and Jerry for this.
Yeah, that was a great TV show. Brought smiles to thousands, millions maybe.
Hundreds of thousands of Ks. Who knows?
Yeah, all across the world. Putting their cans in the air.
Yes, all across the world. Well, all across this round at least, the idea of having some firepower for's very, very limited. It's going to be in the form of some pistols, an AWP, and an M4, and just a kit there on Exapower.
Yeah, falling back on the save means Z-Power and FaceCrack really feel the need to force fights, and that can be a danger as much as it can be a delight. Z-Power inside of main, and they don't know it as well. No one is here. Mira is watching it from the outside, giving away this control, tempting Fate, perhaps. Fate may come and get them with the Z-Power pushed up this deep. The bomb's around the corner as well. He won't get the angle from this position. He's going to have to clear out Mir to do so. And, well, Mir's not budging. He's not moving. And a double setup here for forZe is more than enough. Team Spirit are putting pressure on Ivy and Pop at the meantime, and they want to split this out of sight, but without clearing out these players from T-Con, and if Mira's left to do that alone, that could be a real problem. Even if the bomb comes to join him, that could be another problem, because then they die, and the bomb is gifted to forZe. So you've got to be careful here if you're Spirit. The bomb joins up 2 on Ivy. Mir is coming in, I imagine, on the late lurk in this round, but I doubt he's expecting a double setup inside of T-Con.
Yeah, this is the sort of aggressive play you want to see from Exapower. What that's going to do is when he pulls a shot, his teammate's going to be able to completely traverse and get ready for what is eventually the re-aggression here from the T side onto this T main hit. He's good for 2 kills. Exapower's done plenty in this round. FaceCrack's going to have a bit of his own. And what was a little bit of T-Con presence for Team Spirit has dwindled into absolutely nothing but a save. With 18 seconds left on the clock, they're going to have to stand tall. I just balanced with an AWP chopper with the chopper. Maybe someone will get to him there towards T-Con.
Yeah, you called it perfectly, right? It was a bait and switch. It was the AWP running back to fight Ivy, and then FaceCrack gets a kill in main because Spirit, they hear the AWP run back and they go, guys, we have main now. No, you don't. You do not have main. And, well, for forZe, they may haven't been eco up against 13, but they do pick it up. It's the 2 guns. Well, really just the 1 gun. It's this gun for Z-Power that makes things happen.
Yeah, and we're not nearly at the end of the series yet, but I think now is a good time to ask you all once again to go ahead and send your questions in using hashtag ESL1. We're going to be talking to the victors here, and it's going to be that of either Sumdai Young or Jerry. We would love to know what you have to ask them. And yes, we'll give you credit where credit is due. Exapower pushed up with AWP, looks for a fast shot, and doesn't land it. A lot of nades coming out now for the side of forZe. A little bit of money does help and does go a long way on the map of Train CT side.
Flash is going into main, and that's to allow FaceCrack this forward position. He's also got Z-Power floating around right behind him with this AWP. They both double aggress into main, trying to run this bait and switch again, perhaps. Z-Power looking for an opener, and there's a chance he catches Magix, depending on how wide he goes. The problem is, Z-Power doesn't know that this angle's clear. And Magix has come back just to keep an eye on this main push. Noise getting made up above the Pop Dog. And that's baited out of smoke down towards B ramp at the very, very least. Now, Team Spirit, they've still got some options open to them, right? They can still go back towards this A side of the map. The problem they're going to have is the lack of main control. And so this feels like it's going to be a fake. And I don't think forZe should be falling for it with a player, 2 players in main, in fact. But a missed Molotov from Almeza keeps him pinned. And Jerry does fall for the fake. He starts to rotate and gets caught in the process. Team Spirit, a bomb plant in a 2v3. Mir on 30 kills going aggressive at the connector. How is this one going to shape up?
Oh, he even cancels the drop as well, the jump noise by using his crouch key. And now he's right behind them. This is the last place they expect. He lets them out. He lets them get comfortable, thinking they're inside of the site. They couldn't be further from the truth. Mir's behind them. One, not a second. Quick kill from FaceCrack, but STY from above. He's had a rough game. The spray isn't there. And that could have been the series in his hand. It's not going to be. It's going to be forZe keeping things going. Just about enough time for the defuse. And 10 rounds on this CT side. This ain't over till it's over, Trace.
No, it's certainly not. Some real Looney Tunes are playing right now, and I'm not talking about in the form of music. I'm talking about some of the plays that we're seeing. Crazy stuff here. Cartoonish even.
Yeah, Mir has to re-peek there, right? Think about the round where Magix isn't playing for the bomb, and that's a default plant. He's pushed oil. He loses it to a defuse. Mir knows no utility. They could have kits. He's far away. He's let them out. He has to re-peek after finding one. And FaZe very, very good of him to immediately trade that kill. He's on 9 right now, but that one frag is so important for forZe. I think the game might have been lost if they lose that round. And really, at this point, you have their money on the edge. With every round they lose, Spirit get themselves one step closer to that 2-0. And boy, are they close right now. forZe nipping at their heels. 2 rounds in a row on the CT side. And money to be made from it. The Orb's up on Z-Power. iDisbalance is taking his towards Ivy. Z-Power in the connector.
Yeah, and look out for this outside crunch here from the side of Spirit. Now they back those players away from Ivy, obviously hearing what I just said, so
yeah,
apparently that's not going to be the case. They still have control of the halls, so there is room to walk away from this situation at hand, but potentially a set piece, some set nades rather, to come out here for the outside site. Let's see where Magic's nades go. Way on into outer space, and it's going to drop right about there.
Yeah, they're trying to feign some Ivy presence and keep an Ivy player locked out of the site. You know, either way, it's working right now, and it does have the attention of Flit drawn away from this bomb site. Allows SumDai to wrap up close. Now, iDisbalance and SumDai left in a 2-on-2. SumDai doubling down. And iDisbalance retrieving the bomb, plugging in those numbers. almazr left in the clutch. At such an important juncture in this game. Hugo was saying the money's bottomed out for forZe. iDisbalance accidentally falls from atop the trains, but it's SumDai who should solidify this round, should have it dead to rights, and he does. 3 kills for that man to put a 14th on the board for Team Spirit. forZe, a very awkward spot to be in now, one that you do not envy in the server, right? They're trying to make this comeback happen, and they finally started to believe. They finally started to chain some rounds together, and then SumDai dropping 3 kills in that round there to put this 14th up has ruined this CT money situation. FaZe dropped an AWP over to Z-Power. That leaves him with that big green gun in this round at the very, very least, but FaZe running an unarmored Mag 7 as a result. It's not every day that you see that in the server. In fact, it's been years.
Almost. It's been about years since we've talked about this side of the server. Of course, I do mean a completely other server. And I'm talking about Namiga taking on Winstrike on ESL_CSGO B. You currently see them up 8-5, and that's about to change to 9. Hobbit and company putting in the work here. Hobbit had a fantastic first showing in that first map of the series. Now over on Dust 2. We'll keep an eye on that one for you. We'll keep you updated as best as we possibly can, especially when we start to look towards the end of this series by itself. Spirit just 2 rounds away from the 2-0 here over Jerry and company.
Yeah, and this is the round to do it, right? forZe back in with money, back in with the buy, but it has got its losses, and those will only be accentuated if they lose this round. So got to get it done with what little you got. FaZe on the armor, shotgun. almazr waiting B upper. They do have a good setup here, at least for a B rush, but it's going to rely on these players holding their own, getting a kill apiece at bare minimum. Shotgun's good for 1, can't find more, but almazr does from above. He's doubled up as well, making this round a reality. No one's looking at it. Almost giving away a kill. Was iDisbalance coming down that ramp? forZe have fully rotated inner. If Spirit bailed, if they go down the pop dog, A is open right now, and forZe know about that gap. They've got to start to reconsider and check out the CT spawn as well. They don't know if there's been a lurk Ivy. So 2 players grouped up through CT, coming back in. Magix as well, dropping pop. And Spirit, they're going to give this a go on A.
Yeah, this timing might not be as awful as it looks, because that AWP of Z-Power is over here at Backtracks. Now, I was kind of envisioning a world where maybe he catches Magix. Not able to happen. And Magix is throwing into this clutch, but the wrap from Pop Dog keeps it falling in forZe's favor. An 11th on the board as they get this 3v2 off. almazr with an important triple kill over at the B bomb site to keep that round under forZe control. A bomb plant on the cards at least enables a reinvestment here from Team Spirit.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. That bomb plant's going to go a long way for Spirit in terms of keeping their spirits high and closing this out in 2 maps. They've picked up that first one and just letting forZe claw back in on their CT side. Don't seem quite as cohesive on their T side as they did on their CT. They have gotten themselves to 14. The magic number being 16, they're real close.
Yeah, but every time it seems like Spirit are about to push himself over the line, forZe find another round, and it would be silly to discount them in this situation. This round win for forZe would be not only 12, but would put Spirit on eco. And well, then 14's round the corner, and then, well, so is a third map.
Oh,
this balance doesn't want to get that far on the re-peak as well. He hangs around after his shot. Flick gets a second chance to the AWP, and he finds first blood here for forZe. Man up. And AWP saved by Magix. He will fall back out of this position. Chopper creeping down the ladder has taken Pop Dog, but FaceCrack, a very good spot to be in right now. He's close to Econ. They don't realize it as well. He's found a lot of value from inside this position as well. And yeah, he's going to consider it. He goes right for it. Smoke down, but they actually spam him through the Pop Dog. The smoke there has faded at the worst second for FaceCrack, and Spirit have put things back in a 4-on-4.
Uh-oh, Flit sees defeat, but Magix is just too fast. You want to talk about it to be a good spot in. Well, that was it. And now the numbers have swung back for Team Spirit. They could put 15 on here. Magic's still going for it, still giving them hell. And it's just going to be Almazer and Jerry here to try to keep this hope alive.
Yeah, this is a dire moment now for forZe. Jerry still tucked in at the site, hoping that someone reveals themselves soon, and Team Spirit unwavering, not moving. Knowing that all the pressure is on forZe right now. The lower this clock ticks, the more vulnerable they are to Jerry, who's still hidden here inside of the bomb site. Is able to deal with Mir. Now the pressure's on. They want to try and get this bomb planted. Jerry looking to try and deny it. Magix has their back. Gets his third in the round, and it leaves it all onto Almazer. Tries to get away with the AWP, and he does survive the run. But it is match and series point now on the cards for Team Spirit. They might be about to take a convincing 2-0 over forZe.
Oh my, look at Chopper. This guy is everywhere. He's in your nightmares. He's in the back line. He's in the B halls. Now Almazer, I think he might have heard things. He got off the ladder and shots are being made. Almazer crawling back and getting shot in it. Magix with 4. He picks up that AWP after his teammate iDisbalance dies on Ivy, and he gets 4 kills with it. That was an excellent round for Magix. He covers the bomb plant with 10 seconds left. That frag is everything. If he doesn't hit the shot, you know, forZe win the round. Undoubtedly, that bomb wouldn't have got planted. That's the kill. He finds quick onto Jerry, who stalls out on the site. And it's good to have this depth of AWP talent, right? You know, having iDisbalance on it, we know how good he is, but if he's dead, Magix, who can pick it up and find rounds like that, well, that bodes well for Spirit. They are but a round away from taking this series 2-0.
Now, Hugo, you said the magic words there that were right place, right time. Well, you are certainly that. After this series, going to be Fnatic Vitality going toe-to-toe in a best-of-3. But we're going to see if Spirit can close it out here. Currently down a man. iDisbalance, the recent one to fall. It's Chopper, Sumdai Young, and Magix to try to get this bomb down, try to take control of one of these sites. 3-on-4. Chopper again in the right place. With the right equipment, moreover. X-Power lands a scout shot on a Chopper, hurts him real bad. And now this Molotov might just be all that she wrote for Chopper. Yep, know where you're going out of that one, buddy.
Winnable.
Yeah. Creeped into the back lines.
Yeah, Sumdai Young's caught a great little timing here. Problem he's going to have is that bomb is all the way outside of T main, and with players pushed up inside, they're not going to be giving him a gunfight here inside of the bomb site. forZe even kind of seem aware of this being a possibility, and so they've all repositioned. They've kept Sumdai Young guessing, and with 45 seconds left, the chance of him winning this round feels like it's going out of the window more and more by the second. He's now turning his attention back to trying to grab this bomb, and yeah, Flit's ears pricked up the moment he heard those footsteps, and now they know where Sumdai Young is heading.
Yeah, that sucks for Sumdai Young, man. He gets a great position. Everyone's hiding him. He hits the worst timing on Ivy, peaks it as Flit goes old bomb, and FaceCrack even just gets into T-Con as Sumdai Young gets into the yard. So nowhere to kill anyone, really. No kills providing themselves, and a save round here for Spirit. They just can't get it over the line. That can be the hardest bit. forZe 3 rounds away now, overtime on the cards. And they know it. It's a low economy win for forZe as well, which, you know, is even better in terms of upgrades. Getting the AWP, getting 2 AKs.
So what do you think we see here in this moment, Hugo? I mean, we know the numbers over on the Spirit side. forZe, you know, don't really have a choice but to invest in every round going forward. What do we think happens here for Spirit? Do we see the buy? Where do they take it?
I mean, they're eco now, right? So I wouldn't be surprised if they just, burst into B with, well, I mean, really, the money could even lead you into forcing because of Magix and Chopper. So, yeah, something B fast. What I've liked from Spirit is when they have everyone in the box halls on like a late B, and they burst out upper and they run the rail with a bunch of AKs and just take fights into the site, into connector. They win those fights a lot of the time. The flashes are good that they pop down the ramp and over the through the window. I like that play from Spirit, and it's got them into a lot of rounds where they've had post plants on B, some won, some lost, but just getting there in the first place is enough sometimes.
Yeah, Mir on 32 and 22, Ooh. Having a good old time here, a grand old time on the map of Train.
Maybe not a great old time, though. If this goes overtime, forZe are going to be in a great position to take this one away, right? With momentum in their favor, they need 3 rounds, and so in that case, they're going to be running away with a 4-round streak as they hit OT with max money. And considering how they're getting some of these rounds done with like SMGs and scouts, it's impressive enough on its own. So yeah, forZe, don't count them out of this game again. We've been saying that a lot, but well, there's reason to it. There is method behind the madness. And what kind of madness is Spirit going to be bringing to the table here?
This buy smelling like team, Spirit. Just some Galeals here, an AK, a Scout, and a Technina. They're going to show some presence towards the inside of sight. Ooh. That's going to be Sumdai Young. Rest of his team a little behind, and that's okay, just in case it goes very wrong. He's going to get shot at by X-Power Almazar with the kill, though. Yeah, and that's going to do everything.
Sumdai Young got out really fast, and that's why he wanted to commit there. He hit a really, really good timing. He beat the ramp player who didn't see him, only heard him. But, I mean, look at the setup in B. forZe have 5 players here. There's no way you're getting out of this one alive. The bomb's been dropped. Face crack is in your face. And, yeah, this is a round over, really, as far as I'm concerned. Even with the flank from Chopper. I mean, come on. Let's be realistic here.
We're trying to be. Flit also trying to be real about it. There is that idea that someone could be coming from late outside, but they're not accounting for it just yet. Well, I say that, and Almazar sort of picks up the case. It's Chopper trying to come in through CT spawn. Almazar is aware that this is a vulnerability, but he's not going to win the gunfight. It goes the way of Chopper. Still in controller force. They do have the bomb completely in their grasp. Now look at this. There's also a player in Idis Balance coming through connector. Nice Chopper winning another fight. This is going to get real strange, except for...
Oh, no. What? What?
Okay, X-Power.
Uh-oh.
1v1 with Idis Balance. They're going to be able to get this bomb after all. Everything has gone the way of Spirit in the latter half of this round.
It is the rematch from the pistol clutch on Dust 2. And there we saw Idis Balance take it over Z-Power. They can't afford to have this happen again. We said that we didn't think they could clutch 2v5. But think again. Watch this. Idis Balance creeping forward. Z-Power now moving into the connector. They're going to meet each other, and Idis Balance holds the line. They get it done in a round where they really shouldn't. A 2v5 takes Train in favor of Team Spirit. They put a 16th up on the board, and they get this one swept under the rug. They look good in this matchup versus forZe. That's all from this series. But stick around, because we'll be back after just a moment's time to try and break this down and bring you some updates from the B and C streams.